click the bell for news.
List of all the ingredients provided. You can add or take away as much vegetables as you prefer in your dish. This is the size that I'm using, a nice thick piece of steak, and I am going to use 3 cups of a lemon pepper broth, and this is all the vegetables and aromatics that would be used in this pot. All the ingredients you're seeing here is what was used in this dish, and also the amount was used. Alright, and I had pre-seasoned my beef before cooking at least 5 hours before, and I am searing my meat with a tablespoon of chili oil and a tablespoon of lemon oil, and I'm going to sear the meat on each side, and then we'll continue with this recipe. Okay, so we are almost done. Now remember not to remove the oil that was in the pan. So this is the vegetables, everything is properly well cut up, and the aromatics, everything is properly well cut up. Now we're going to start to assemble everything into our slow cooker, starting with our meat that is properly well seared on each side. And remember, as I said, we're not going to remove the sauce that was in the pan, because we're going to add that sauce into the slow cooker to add some extra flavor into this meat. This meat was properly well seasoned, by the way, with a lot of salt, so we have to control how much salt you're going to add. So as you saw, I added all the sauce from in the pan, and now I'm going to add my lemon pepper broth that I made. As I said, I used 3 cups, so I'm going to add all of that lemon pepper broth, and then I'm going to add all of the other ingredients. What I placed in that cup there was the clove, because I don't want the clove running all over in the pot, so that is why I placed it in that little net. And we're going to add all of the ingredients as I mentioned, and place some butter to the top of it once everything is added, and we're going to cook that for 4 hours on high. You could also cook this the night before, put it on 8 hours, and by the time you get up in the morning, it's all done. Or if you have to go to work, you start your pot before you go to work, and by the time you come home in the evening, it's all finito. So this is 1 hour in, so I'll be back in 3 hours. Three hours later, we're all finito. So now we're going to remove the meat. Now I am going to barbecue just one of the 2 pieces. But first let's remove our meat from the pot. Let me just show you how soft and bursting with flavor this meat is. I mean, you can't taste it, but I can tell you how good it was. You notice also that I did not add any salt is because the lemon pepper is salted and I added my own salt to my green seasoning. So I did not need to add any extra salt in that cooking process. Alright, so let me just take it apart a little to just show you how soft. You see how easy it is breaking apart? It is really soft and nice. So the other piece of meat, I am just going to just smother some barbecue sauce, any barbecue sauce of your choosing, and I'm going to place it in a broiler for 10 minutes, and you'll have that nice dried out meat if you're not looking for that wet meat. But before we get there, I am just going to plate with some of the vegetables and the meat, and you have a perfect meal. Perfect meal. You need nothing else. You have everything in this one pot. All the vegetables are properly well flavored with the sauce and all the natural juices from the meat, and you have the meat. Perfect balance in this meal of everything that you need. So this was the slow cooker part of this recipe. So now I am going to do the dried out version. I'm just going to show you actually the end result of putting it in the broiler for 10 minutes and show you what it looks like. After putting it in the broiler for 10 minutes, this is what you're going to have. Really nice. And the meat isn't dried out because inside when you cut it is so soft and it is just melting in your mouth. But that nice crust on the outside with the barbecue sauce, heavenly. So I'm going to make a sandwich with the barbecue piece of meat. So I sauteed some vegetables and I add some of the sauce from the crock pot and the meat. Stir that up for at least 5 minutes, and I had that with some good bread.